Okay, it's a windy night today, so we keep the doors closed. I think some people that wanted to come here, they're lost in the storm, but that is not a problem, for you are here. I was also lost in a storm, but not in a storm of wind. I was lost in a storm of tariff fights. Apparently Trump raised the tariffs for China to 250%. Keep in mind, like, we are 50 days into Trump administration. That means like 5% tariffs per day in average. It's mental. But we are still here, still kicking it. We are going to talk about crypto brains, and that means we are going to talk about AI agents and their job and their role and their task and the utility in the crypto space, how they are used. And Franco Farrugia from MCAST is going to share his wisdom that he gathered in a research project about this. So feel free to ask him all you can, so we have a keen understanding about this. My name is Ferris, and I am going to make some boring announcement before we get started with that about Crypto Hub Malta. Who knows what Crypto Hub Malta is? It's of course good to see, but for those of you who are new here, I will just repeat, as I do every week, that Crypto Hub Malta is the blockchain native community of Malta. We are here to learn and share about blockchain technology. We have a website called cryptohubmalta.org, funnily enough, and a Telegram, X, YouTube, Facebook, and Instagram channel as well, and meetup.com. If you want to join the Telegram group, because that's really where the conversation is taking place, scan the QR code at the end of the bar. It's a private invite link that we don't publish because otherwise there would be too much spam in the group. If you want to stay connected, scan it. Everything is for free. You can come, ask some questions, and share some knowledge if you want. If you want to be closer connected to us, you can also join Crypto Hub, which is now officially an association that is registered in Malta. Right now we have 3 members officially. So if you're really interested, this is not obligatory at all. This is like completely voluntarily. All the meetups are going to be for free, and this is just if you actually have an interest to join the association, where you can be part of steering the ship, because you are going to have a voting right, and obviously then you can also decide a little bit on the agenda, and so on and so on. And if you like that we are here every week, you can just join with your support. And as I know the crypto people of Malta, they want to save some money. With this POAP, with every POAP that we publish here every week, you have a 2% discount per POAP if you join the association. Now, the POAP is a free NFT drop. POAP means Proof of Attendance Protocol. That's a POAP. It proves that you're here, and ultimately we're going to use this to distribute some voting rights. It means that the people that come here and physically can prove, or cryptographically can prove, that they've physically been attending the meetup, they can vote on what we are going to do next, how we're going to allocate some of our resources, and in general, which way we should go in the future. We've also been sending out a survey by Alvaro. Where are you, Alvaro? Up there in the bar. Over there, Alvaro had the brilliant idea to create a little survey for some of the more advanced DeFi people that can let us know what they would like to see in the future and what they would like to bring here. Talk to Alvaro about this if you have some fancy, cool, advanced idea, or if you even want to propose to invite someone from outside of Malta, because that is actually one of the things that we're looking into right now. I am going to show this POAP in just a second. Before that, I want to highlight one article that was published in our Telegram group. It is simply called AI 2027. I think the website is also called ai/2027.com. It's quite condensed research. Anybody has read this? Somebody posted it there. Who posted it there? So the one who posted it read it, and me. But this is actually a projection of when AI is going to take over, and you would be surprised. It's going to, according to this research here, which is quite thorough, happening very soon. It's an interesting take and a quite detailed outlook. And what it really summarizes is that These AIs will soon be considered a country of geniuses in a data center. That means that today we're going to talk about the use of AI agents in crypto. Franco is going to tell us about this, but we don't really know how good these trading strategies are, what they're really up to, or what AI can really today competitively produce. Because if you are a coder, if you produce code, probably you are afraid that AI is going to outcode you soon. That might happen because the rules of code and programming languages are quite defined of a defined set of rules. But for any other more complex task, this might take some while. But in the end, the question is when we are going to have AIs that are superior to human intelligence. Have a look at this. This is super interesting because it is not only about crypto trading, it's about many different sectors that are going to be impacted and ultimately, what can I say, human existence. If you're terrified now, don't be, because now we're going to talk about crypto brains. I just wanted to highlight this. Last thing that I am going to announce, because after the presentation, Franco prepared a little quiz where there's a prize as well. And for that, you need Kahoot. Kahoot is an app. You can install it now. You can use the Wi-Fi of Soho. It's called Soho Guest, and the password is Soho Soho in minuscule letters, so you don't burn your data. Download the app, and we're going to show a QR code where they can join after the presentation, right? Okay. I will now hand over the microphone to Franco, who has been doing this research project for 6 months, about half a year. But of course, he's been researching crypto before. Now it's with AI inside. Everyone, Franco Farrugia.
All right. All right. Okay, so my name is Franco, but there is Cedric. Cedric is the guy who has been helping me a lot on this project. Come, Cedric, don't worry. They will not eat you alive. And Cedric is this guy, and he was there with me to code and to make sure that it makes sense. We are both researchers in this space, and I really would like to have more people in our research group. So thank you, Cedric. I appreciate. Cedric will be here with us to answer any technical questions as well. And it's good that in this community we have more people in this field. Thank you, Cedric. So why I am here? So I am here because I'm coming from a background of academia. I'm here because when I came and started attending Crypto Hub, there was a guy his name is Francesco, as you might know. He's bored like me. And this guy always comes up with innovative ideas and always comes here. I will sit down here usually just to make sure that I can hear. And this guy presents protocols, etc. The situation is that he is ahead of the game because he has 24/7 work following the stock markets, crypto markets, everything. So I am looking at alternatives to make AI work for me, so that I am able to understand and predict where the market is going. So I'm going to show you points where I think it's really interesting to share with you. Before I start, there is the Viper and there's the Sun. The Viper is for those who need a little bit of attention, especially in our quiz. And the Sun is for those who would like to learn a bit more the intrinsic value of what I'm going to present. These are two symbols that I use so that you guys pay a bit more attention. I know that today there is the food, etc. So, and I'm not a sexy lady to present, but I'm sorry, guys. This is what I am. All right. So, what is crypto brains? Brains is because I would like to see how AI can assist us. This is a very important and crucial question that has been working for the last couple of months. Actually, I've been more than a year, but in reality, formulated, and I got funding from the government and from other SMEs, try to understand where this can improve. And the second is what models deliver usable predictions. So we need something that can enable us to predict better, something that we will be able to analyze the market before things are in progress. So studies have shown strong links between sentiment and crypto, price changes, making powerful tools for forecasting and market trends. And this is where, in my opinion, where I can help out, because this is the beginning of a lot of interesting situations. Just to let you know, most of the algorithms that I use, they've been developed in 2018. So this is not breakthrough science. We are just using systems that's been invented in the past, but slightly modified to make sure that this makes sense. All right. I'm going to make it simple for those who are not techies, so just at least from the first 5 minutes, you understand what I'm trying to say. So first, this works by this. There is someone who tweets or writes something like says, that market is bullish today and Bitcoin is rising. So thousands of papers or articles are published every minute. What my system is doing is literally scraping through all, getting all the headlines, and after I get all the headlines, I'm just trying to get all these texts. So let me see. So here is the first text, step one. Then there's the pre-processing. So first we try to put the word removals, and then I know that there's some words that coming from the root form, such as rising, which comes, the root is rise. Feature 3, we use some extraction techniques. We use modeling, which we're going to see it in a couple of seconds. And then the output, which is positive. And this is in 5 steps. For those who are non-techies, these 5 steps explain how a perfect raw data can go over the 5 steps, and that comes positive. Because there is the word rise, there is the word Bitcoin that we use, and this is where we are moving on. Now, Finbird is an NLP that was developed in China, in a university there. This is the best 20th university in the world, and I think what they are doing there is something incredible that honestly, when I was visiting for a month last summer, I was really impressed. So what these guys are doing is they're taking a version of BERT, 2018 BERT, made by Google. They put financial version of it, and what they do is take all the financial text, news, and reports. They put them all in. As it is, BERT is generic. It's being trained on everything, but financial BERT is on financial. And the text that they use is newspaper and reports. We use sentiment analysis, positive, neutral, and negative. 3 ways how you can do it, either positive, neutral, or negative. Why do I need this information? Because there are thousands and thousands of articles every minute. I need to scrape through all those articles, understand what the market is doing, because people are reading these articles, and then I can predict where the market is going for the next couple of minutes, hours, or day. And this is very interesting because the sentiment analysis will literally, and I show you proof, how we can see a correlation of. And now, I don't want to give you all the results right now. We'll go through them. But there are some coins that are more interested with the trends that I'm going to show you. And they behave much more with the trends. So like this, it helps to predict market and movements based on financial language. So these are the results. I know that doesn't say much, but for me, this is an orgasm. And I tell you why. This is because all those results were not showing anything, they will be in the middle. Something that is a little bit of a positive will be on the yellowish, something that's a bit on a negative is a little bit on the violet. Why this is important? Because it's important because it has a lot of data. Now, through some exploration with models, we get this data to be plotted. So we decided to go and check other models, obviously. Finbert was not good enough for us. And we decided to get different models plotted together using Finbert versus a financial bird. I tell you what these are for. So all these financial models are AIs, are NLPs, natural language processing, and they have different ways how they interpreted data. For us researchers, this is interesting because not every model has the way of predicting of what's going to happen. Some are bullish, some are more bearish. The way that they are working is different, but it's good for us because this gives us a lot of play and experimentation. The strongest coin that we felt correlates more with our results is Ethereum. We felt that there are situations where we created our own hybrid sentiment, and then we put Ethereum on top of it to make sure if it goes up and down. So when a part of these areas where there isn't a big correlation, but further on there is more correlation as the model has been more time to train. And why do we need training? Because this training can help us to perfect the outcomes. So, why would we need our own hybrid AI? This is interesting because later on we realized that data in this area specifically, we can literally improve and have better results. We are not talking about 100% accuracies here, not at all. But we are seeing better improvement as we go along. And I believe the more time we spend on this, we will get even better results. Now, where are we getting the information from? All our information is based on articles. Articles and news coming from reputable sources. However, we realized that people do not follow articles and news all coming from reputable sources. It could be a crazy person on X saying something and suddenly the whole thing will change. Let's mention a crazy guy that I think is making a whole mess. Trump. If this guy wakes up on the wrong side of the bed and he decides to say something, the market literally have an effect. And that effect is very interesting how we see it in the charts. So, from our research, we're realizing that people are not following serious articles, but even just X, that really can make a big difference in how our data models are processing this data. So, in my opinion, we are looking into different avenues of how data is gathered to train our models. Now, for those who have no idea how this looks like, this is a piece of code for you to enjoy. So, for those who like code, if there is a prediction, we're going to print a negative statement. If there is no prediction, if there is a neutral prediction, we're going to have a 1. For else, there is a positive sentiment. So this is a simple if-as-if loop that we are checking things out according to our parameters. Why did I include this? I include this because in the beginning, I showed you how our schema will work. And now, for those who never saw some code, now you can have understanding that in the end, these AI algorithms are much more simple to understand, especially when you have the foundation. So, going forward, we are realizing that our own hybrid sentiment, our own way of working, is producing more interesting results. And this is because has been trained and trained, and we are literally collecting data that is being used by people who are in this field. And I feel that such data can be very useful for those who are not always trading, doing day trading, but even by platforms who can utilize and use sentiment analysis to help users, help them in prediction of price movements. And our next big project now is to collaborate with a couple of companies who are in the market and would like to have services as a software, as a company, that will provide this software throughout. In my experience, I believe if we need to go and have a chance on these algorithmic tradings and bots and AI agents to really know what's happening, I feel that such sentiment analysis can help us. Now, how many of you have Revolut here? Holy Jesus. All right, okay. Let's do a little bit of a trick together. If you go on Revolut right now, there is an invest button. Do you know about it? I think now you can, this is not in class, right guys? So you can get your phone. Can you get my phone, Cedric? You don't get me my back. So Revolut, can you hear me over there? Yeah? Thank you, my voice. So Revolut is very interesting because it managed to do something interesting. I'm going to give you and explain clearly how this, Danko, no?
No, use the mic, otherwise you're going to be lost in the stream.
All right. Okay, so let's go Revolut, guys, and I show you what I mean. So Revolut, first of all, I used to work for Revolut, so I'm sorry, just going to give you this before. Sorry, guys. But I have to tell you, right? So if you go on Invest, Invest has a property here that enable you to do a robo-advisory. You know what's robo-advisory? Robo-advisory using NLP techniques, AI, to enable you to have better predictions, and that robo-advisor is going to advise according to your risk factor. Hello, hello. So that robo-advisor is using systems like these to help you out. So I'll give you an example. So if you want to broadcast your robo-advisor to be riskier, what it's going to do is this. It's going to say, there is a correlation here, but there is more correlation, a bit more on the riskier side, which I will be able to provide to this client. Now, this is, in my opinion, level 1. If we want to go more, you enter into AI agents, and this gets more interesting. Today, we're not going to discuss this right now because it will take another hour. But in my opinion, this is the beginning of a lot of revolutions that's going to happen. And honestly, what we see is getting these systems being used by the generic public, like I've shown you, will enhance AI use, especially in the financial world. Will enhance people's portfolio, especially in the financial world. And as I said from the beginning, when I spoke with Francesco in the beginning, when I used to come here, and I am now part of this community, I used to get interested because how would this guy knows what the market is going to happen? And this can only happen when you have systems that can help you to understand where this sentiment is going. Now, no financial advice, always, like Ferris likes to say. The way that we are thinking the market is moving is changing all the time with new technologies, new social media systems, and new, more influential people in the market. And I believe that it's always getting harder and harder. That's why we are training models to help us accelerate this. Now, what are the next steps? We're going for larger They're going to enable us to get much more data. We're looking into staking behavior. This is something that I like. Personally, if you guys use Pendle, whatever, this is something where people can analyze. We would like to see this on an open source collaborative development. Nielsen gave me a lot of interesting ideas. Good job. And we are looking into Chinese models as well as American models. Why? And obviously there are European models. But this is something that we are working with other universities. And as an academic here, this makes sense. Because if we are only isolated in just one model, we're literally not seeing the whole ocean around us. We're just looking into a little water in a plastic cup, whereas we cannot use plastic in a glass. So what I'm trying to say is this, that the opportunities are immense. Now, till now, do you have any questions? You remember there is a quiz. Okay, there will be time for more questions for sure. So what we want at this stage is having a system that enable us to compare and contrast across different NLP models throughout the sector. So Cedric and I, we are still in, I think, level 2 out of 10 levels. We have a huge roadmap. We are almost funded by different stakeholders, including the government, but it doesn't mean that this is government owned. It means that there was an interest to understand this and analyze this from different perspectives. So I think it's good to have more people involved in this area. Okay, we are going to talk about who can benefit. So crypto traders, analysts, DeFi platforms integrating, smart alerts, AI developers, and researchers in fintech. Just to give you one point, guys, fintech, this word here, it's not a buzzword that's been invented the last couple of months. Fintech, financial technology, has been here for many, many years. In fact, this is an area where I believe this little island of Malta can literally help and literally create a new vector. There is a vector, a vertical, but I believe that this can really help us even in the whole economic growth. And a place like Crypto Hub, I met a number of people who are working in this and they're doing really good job. So thank you, Ferris, for that, for creating this place and platform for us. Now, final thoughts. Look at the symbols here, guys. There will be 2 slides left, guys, so no worry. But these are the most important. So the first part is sentiment analysis can effective tool for predicting crypto prices. The impact of sentiment analysis varies by asset, with ETH being the most sensitive. I try to understand why. And the logical answer why ETH correlates better than BTC or XRP or any other is because ETH is based on big projects by different number of protocols, and the way that people are using ETH is totally different than people who have BTC. And because of that, you're going to see different correlations. That's in itself, it's a PhD thesis, to let you know. Combining sentiment analysis with other market indicators enhances prediction accuracy, so this is not the only way. I believe that as it is, the model is inherently invalid. Now, as a scientist, I have to say that because I'm not super happy as it is, but then we can include other ways. Sentiment analysis alone misses technical and macroeconomics factors, and this is where we are interested to work on Q3, Q4. The next final thoughts. The delayed impact of sentiment indicates inefficiencies in the crypto market. So the moment someone writes on X, and this guy is an influential person, there is a lag. First of all, what the American people are doing is not European time, A. And B, if people will read news on a different time. So there is a lag. And that lag can be further exploited in your advantage. So traders can exploit these inefficiencies, particularly in lagged market responses. And this is where algorithmic traders and hedge funds can use sentiment-based trading bots to capitalize on these lags. And they are, for sure. But as a person who is very interested in the DeFi market and the financial market, I find this very interesting because these people who have big resources, huge team from Harvard and Stanford, they know what they're doing, and they're literally sitting down, understanding how these models work, how they're going to have an optimum result. Now, I am grateful to arrive here with this research, but we are not ready yet. I think we will be ready when we can say, listen, this model is optimum. As a scientist, it's hard. We are always finding solutions, ways how we can make it better. But I'm very proud with my team of where we achieved. And I think something that enables some people to give insight to a community, I think it's have all the possibility to always increase and expand. So the whole point of me coming here is to collaborate, to find more meaningful connections. Maybe this research can be further utilized in other areas, or not only in the crypto market, but even in other sectors that I am not thinking right now. All right, so we are going to go for quiz, but before that, guys, there is the LinkedIn if you want to connect with me. I will be showing you later on. If you want to go Kahoot, guys, you can go on kahoot.it, and I will provide you the link.
Thank you very much, Franco.
Maybe we go back to the slide with the QR code.
So we're going to put the QR code up so everyone that wants to participate in the quiz can do that and download the app, because there you need an app. Okay, I see Franco is having difficulties with the security settings on my computer. I'm joking, there is no security settings. The mouse is just super sensitive. Before we...
Actually, I'm going to put it on Kahoot immediately. So give me 1 sec, guys, because this PC is connected with here.
Yep.
It's not the best option, but all right.
There will definitely be 1 second for you to download this, because we have a Q&A section. And if you have some questions, up with the hands. Maybe I am going to start with some questions. I see there's some questions there. I just want to say one last thing. I forgot to do this in the boring announcement. And that is, thank you very much for the institutions that are supporting us. That is WH Partners. They are a crypto law firm. So if you have any legal questions about cryptocurrencies, if you go to jail or not, who knows, go talk to them before it happens. There is Simply Staking. Simply Staking is a Maltese-based and Maltese-run blockchain infrastructure project, and potentially a partner for your research project, because they actually have the hands in the cookie dough with the staking, and they are super sensitive to the sentiment of the market and of the people and what people are actually saying backdoor before they withdraw their stakes and all of that. Okay, Simply Staking, great company. And then last but not least, it's the Bit Research. They are doing research about blockchain and crypto related projects. So if you are curious and interested to learn more about that, that's also something that they can do to you, the Bit Research. Thank you very much to those 3 organizations making this meetups possible. And of course to Soho Office. Do you know what Soho Office is? This is Soho Office, this location here. The second and the third floor are co-working spaces. The first floor is a spa and gym area accessible for all the members. We are here in the 4th floor, where there's the event location that we are using every Wednesday. So thank you to Soho as well. Now, everyone ready with the app and Kahoot?
If you don't have the app, you can even go on kahoot.it and then just write the code, the number, which is 2215097. Just to let you know, because in the beginning I didn't know about this, and I'm a bit of a guy who likes to win. The situation is this: if everyone got it correct, the first person who gets the point, it goes to is the person who clicks the first, right? So the faster you are in clicking the right answer, you have more points. Obviously, if you have the wrong answer, you don't have points, right? Now, the winner. The winner will have a one-to-one conversation with me over beer that I pay. So that is the reason, and it's not. Unfortunately for me, it's not promoted by the health authorities, and it's not promoted by MCAST or other institution. But I'm doing it from my bona fide. Cool.
I'm ready for the Kahoot, but also we have the Q&A before that.
Okay.
So if anybody still wants to download it, now's the time. We are going to do the Q&A now. Franco is ready for that. And I just swing over with the microphone. First question here. Hello, Franco. Thank you very much for the presentation. One question. So you are using time difference, right? This is key to hack systems. You always use time difference. So in the end, if you told us that you have like 6 hours delay, USA, us, but then you have also 6 hours with the Asian markets, is that the case that you will be able to do some kind of 24 hours prediction with your models?
That's a very good question. Cedric, do you want to reply to this? Or shall I do it? Cedric is slightly a bit more quiet than me. So we took the 3 different ways. Per hour, every 6 hours, 24 hours. Why? Because we need to take care of these situations, the Asian market, the people in the American and in Europe. And the more an article that's being published in the States might not have been read in Europe, and that's why there is that time lag. In my opinion, this can further be improved. However, we feel that right now we can have a better understanding with these 3 time slots. As we go along, we will be very happy to increase it. The moment that we increase it, there will be different kind of data being shown. And I need to be careful about that, because then it will be difficult for us to quantify everything. So 3 were fine for us to make the data, make sure, and make sense. Do I reply to your question? We will discuss later. I know that you have thousands of other questions.
I think I have also some very general questions about this, but here goes the next question before me.
Hi, Franco. Thank you. So fast forward about a year from now, your models are perfectly synchronized. You basically have a glass ball. You can see the future.
No, I wouldn't say that. We can use sentiment analysis. We have the sentiment. I cannot say glass box, because the market can always act unpredictable. And I would love to say yes, and that will make me a millionaire. However, we're giving sentiment. What are those articles and what's happening online saying?
Okay.
If you want to take that in perspective in your own way of working, then this service could help you out. If you are not able, or you don't care what the other people are thinking and writing or reading, then this might not be add value. But till now, we are analyzing every couple of hours thousands and thousands of articles through APIs, through different systems that we...
Okay, but you worked at Revolut.
Correct.
Before they put the robo-advisor on
Correct.
the app, they've done some amazing modeling.
Definitely.
And there's a lot of investment gone in.
Correct.
So if everyone starts using the robo-advisor and big guys get on board,
They do already.
will robo-advisor still be free on your app? Or is it, yes,
First of
that's-
all, robo-advisor is not free. It takes a fee. Every time that the robo-advisor goes on and you cash out or you are automatically getting money, there is a fee. And that fee is very small, but still there is a fee. So they use like a software as a service. Once you are running it, you're having it. I did some tests, and it's actually quite good. Now, as it is right now, the robo-advisory is not working on European stocks, it's not working on crypto, it's only on American stock. And the reason they did it, because of legal situations that we haven't resolved yet. This is a situation which, unfortunately, I'm not Revolut, I cannot speak for them, but I think there is for legal because they are based in Europe, etc., etc., etc. So, if you tell me another question like what would happen in 5 years' time, not next year, I think we'll have a better system to enable us to have accurate. We will be much more eager to do some trades because we have the information to do it. So that's where I'm looking at.
Okay. Are there any more questions? Because otherwise I might have a very basic question just to take a bit of the pressure here. Franco, when you told me about the AI brains, I was curious to know when this is going to be a reality, like a profitable and realistic reality, to kind of have like a coding assistant, but just like an AI brain as an assistant. But when is this actually realistic to expect with some de-riskment and also like a realistic profit?
So Q3, Q4, we are partnering. Right now, we are partnering with a French company who are interested in our model and see how this can work on their platforms. This is what I can say right now. It won't be as right. I cannot see it as a service that will not be integrated with another big company. It has to be integrated so that it can make sense to the data that's being presented. How this can have a different flavor after Q3, Q4, I think the market will lead us there. And me and my team is professional enough to analyze a sector, a gap, and we go for it, for sure. You'll be the first one to use it, for sure. Don't worry.
Thank you. I was hoping for that. Are there any other questions? Now's the time to ask Franco about crypto and AI and sentiment in the front. Okay.
We have to.
Whoops. Here you go.
Thank you, Franco. Very engaging. The first one, very basic. If there are many robo-advisor based on the same models, you will find in a situation quite crazy where all the people are on the same side of the book. First, share with us your consideration. Second,
wait, because I have short-term memory. My mind is a RAM. Sorry. It goes very fast, but it's short-term. This is a very interesting. Guys, wait outside, please. Hey. Thank you, Damko. I'm going to answer it in a different way. Cyclists, world-class cyclists, their food is determined by an AI. Nowadays, their AI will tell them what to eat, what to exercise exactly. Other cyclists, professionals, they do the same. Nowadays, we are literally fighting AI against another AI. In that case, a robo-advisor different than other robo-advisors. They will have different data. They will have different metrics, different weights, how these are weighed. So yes, later on, we're going to have a battle, or it is already a battle of different AIs. Second question.
Thank you. I appreciate your answer. Just to say that there are no competition amongst different AI models of everything, is finance or not, is a kind of centralization or governance of everything that is, against the faith of, the crypto libertarian environment. It's not decentralized at all. The other question is about, you know very well that even if the macroeconomic or fundamental analysis are so far a little bit, not considering the system, but are the two most abused source of information before sentiment, because are manipulated, fake, adjusted, and so forth. You can imagine how you can do with robots, create even in the reputable sources of information of sentiment, how many adjusted, faked, manipulated, so forth, information that the language models, capture and put inside. How can you manage these troubles that we already face with the very, numerical ways and not words.
Remind me your name, please.
Sorry?
Your name?
Alberto.
Alberto. Alberto asked something that kept me without sleep for many hours in reality, and many nights that I kept on thinking about this. In the end, after discussing this with different people in the market, we agreed to a conclusion. And the conclusion is this. When people are reading fake news, they are thinking that it is correct news, they are doing what they think is the best for them, which is based on the fake news. So whatever is we're building, we need to understand that fake news is leaving an impact on the market itself. So we came to a final realization that the model needs to take in consideration, because that is what making sentiment being accurate to what's really happening. So if there is a fake news that someone is saying that Bitcoin has something that's not working fine, it's going to crash, completely fake, people are going to think that this is true. And people are going to react to that. So our models need to take care into consideration of this fake news. It is not something that I take that decision lightly, but we need to be honest and realize that what people are doing outside is affecting the prices of what's happening right now. And yes, we take in consideration of what's happening in that. Now, some models can literally see fake news happening, and they adjust their system accordingly. So something outrageous like what I said might not take it face value. But there is systems how you can analyze if this is a real fake or not, or if this is something that has a potential to create havoc in the market or not. So there is a weight structured for that. But we have to take it in consideration.
Considering the current market development, there must be a lot of fake news pulling everything down.
For sure. But everything is happening for a reason right now. So.
Okay, I think we have one last question here in the front, and then we're going to wrap it up to have the game, the quiz, where you can win a tongue kiss with Franco at the bar and a free drink.
Thank you for the presentation.
You're welcome.
I have a question about the prediction, how far in the future it goes. Do you see more efficiency in the predictions in short-term day trading strategies or more in the long-term swing trading strategy?
I want to believe that this is for long-term, but I think that there is better market for short-term. Why? Because the market is changing drastically from a couple of hours, even a couple of seconds. So I want to believe that there is a long-term projections. Maybe we can even later on understand where the market is going per day, weeks. But it makes more sense that this will change per hours and seconds, because it's a true value of what's happening at that moment.
Thank you very much, Franco. I think we're ready to, I was disconnected, so if you got disconnected by the Kahoot, fire up your phone and
guys.
get a QR code one last time.
I give you 5 seconds. Between me and the bar, it's not a really nice place to be, right? So, oh, Jesus Christ, there's more. Okay. Shall we start? All right. Okay. All right, let's see if this will work. So start in 3, 2, 1. I will say the question, okay? So you can focus. What does sentiment analysis aim to detect in financial markets? Trading volume, blockchain speed, network latency, emotional tone in news, or social media? 18 answers in. 9 to go, 8 to go, 7 to go. Come on, guys. Press yes, no. You want to come here next to it? All right, everyone went. All right, you were paying attention, Holy Jesus. Hola. I'm impressed. Wow. Wow. All right, F21. I don't know who's this guy or who he is, but good job. That's a good one, huh? I take out myself for unlimited beers. Cool. Okay, which cryptocurrency showed the strongest correlation with sentiment in the study? ETH, XRP, Bitcoin. Oops, sorry guys, there should be a B over there, and Dogecoin. ETHcoin doesn't exist yet. Holy Jesus, there's always one who remained a little bit silly, but it's all right. All right. Oh, no, not, okay, MJ, all right. Okay. Next question, 3 of 6. What is Finbert primarily trained on? Tweets, general web content, movie reviews, or financial text? Finbert, not the one that we did, hybrid. This is Finbert, the one they did in China. Holy Jesus. Yeah, guys, you're right, financial text. This is interesting because it's not on web content. The BERT is on web content. All right, Sortino. Who's Sortino? We'll get to know soon. Okay, 4 of 6. What makes financial BERT different from Finbert? Financial BERT and Finbert. What do you think will make it different between these two? Financial BERT is more recent. All right, okay, so yes, it's more balanced in sentiment classification. We have seen big differences when I showed you those 2 graphs, and that's basically it. All right, Sortino still going on strong. 5 of 6, what type of data did the hybrid sentiment model analyze? What are we analyzing here? TikTok videos, private trading logs, miner energy consumption data. 11 to go. All right, okay, well done. Holy Jesus, you are paying attention, huh? Sortino still on the lead by 100 points. All right, last one. What additional tools should be combined with sentiment analysis for better results? Social media, exchange design colors, on-chain metrics, or only technical indicators? All right, yes, guys, you are right. On-chain metrics, trading volume, and volatility indices. Okay, let's see who was on the third. Is the man. Who is the man? Oh, yeah, you are the man. CD, who's CD? All right, Cedric. And the first one is Sortino. Where's Sortino? Holy Jesus, huh? Let's get some beer. Okay, guys, very well done. Thank you. I appreciate. I learned a lot from this community. I hope that today you learned a little bit from me. So thank you. Thank you, Ferris, and have a really good night. I will see you next week. And what's the topic?
We are going to be here next week with the first bank in Malta that is actively looking for crypto clients. This is a very, very special thing, and we are super honored that they're coming here to our humble meetup, because this was the missing piece in the blockchain island strategies. The banks were against it, and now one bank where there's one blockchain enthusiast who was infiltrating them and jeopardizing his career, but he did it. They're looking at the Sparkasse Malta. They are going to be here next week for a fireside chat. It's going to be super exciting, and I hope to see you there for a groundbreaking event. Thank you very much, Franco, and see you at the bar.